So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. Tonight's meditation, it is February the 11th. And if you were joining us the last meditation, we were speaking about numerology and breaking down those numbers. So today is the 11th day. And if you break down that number and you take 1 plus 1, it brings us to 2. And being the month of February, we're very much aware it's Valentine's Day, it's family weekend, and 2 actually brings us to that connection of love. So in numerology or in our angels' guides as our number, we believe that the number 2 equates to love. But tonight's practice is really going to focus on self-love. That is what the studio is about. You've heard me share that in practice before. And really coming back to you before you give your energy this weekend or these next couple of days to others. We've been spending a lot of our time giving to others these last few weeks, maybe even months, whether you are taking care of a child or homeschooling a child during these times, or just running your own business or taking care of family. We have been putting a lot of other people's needs before ourselves. So right now is your time to tune in for you. Today we will focus very much on the heart chakra, Anahata, which is our community. And I'm actually seated behind me is the green mandala that's in our studio. And something was telling me to sit here today just to bring that awareness, that chakra, that aura back. So to allow us to settle in first, we'll do our pranayama. We're just going to find some grounding. Maybe bringing the palms face down on top of your knees. And maybe bringing your thumb and your index finger together, if that feels good. Find a little bit of length through your spine. I invite you to close your eyes though. And start to just notice your natural breath. And noticing if that breath has already shifted from your breath that you use from your tasks throughout the day. Did you naturally go into Ujjayi breath, your yogic breath? What's going to feel soothing right now? And so keeping the palms face down for grounding. Finding ourselves here in this space. Shifting to the focus of your tailbone. And walking down to the sit bones. And noticing yourself fully rooted here physically. Feel as if you're drawing that breath in now from the root, from the base, all the way into the nose. And then back out through the nose, down to the earth. Maybe bring a visual with it. Feel as if you are drawing in that new prana. What does that look like to you? And then you're exhaling out and getting rid of stale air, getting rid of doubts, getting rid of any negativity from today. So we know in our practice as a thought comes up, to acknowledge it, there's most likely some learning, and then allow it to float by. So maybe do that 2 more times. Maybe you start to notice the breath becomes more audible with the exhale. Focusing on the heart today, we'll bring our left hand to our heart now. Breathe into that space. And with that ocean breath, start to even notice your body make that wave-like motion as the chest lifts with an inhale. And as the body compresses with the exhale. And if the right palm is face down, allow it to come face up to receive now. Thumb and index finger can stay together if you like. And this time shifting the focus to the prana coming in through the right hand, into the nose, and then back out. And still keeping that palm facing up, I want you to bring the thumb to the center of the palm, and then curl your other fingers, making a fist, as if you're holding an intention in the center of your hand. What do you need from your meditation? Or maybe you need to not think right now. You need to have no expectations. But if there is something when I mention the word self-love and self-care that comes to mind, hold it in the middle of the palm, right where your thumb is. Still keeping the eyes closed, let's bring both palms face down on top of the knees. Lifting through your heart, arching in your back. Tucking your chin to your chest, slightly hollowing out. Think of cat and cow here from seated. Inhale, growing tall through the spine. And then exhale, rounding. Move through that a few more times. And start to move past the physical form here of this movement. Bring your focus back to your heart, Anahata. Think about every time that you lift, you're opening the heart. And every time that you close, you are sheltering it and holding on to your energy. Maybe this is your self-care. Inhale, lifting your heart, being open. And then exhale, rounding through your spine, closing off just for a moment. Sheltering, protecting. 2 more like that. Inhale. Lifting your heart. And exhale, round. 1 more. Nice and open. And then exhale, round. And stay here as you round the spine. Holding that energy in. Thinking of this as a way of shielding or protecting yourself. And then we'll come to seated again. Palms together, Anjali Mudra. Prayer hands right at your heart. Gluing the thumbs to the middle of your sternum. And be proud here. Roll the shoulders back. Find a little bit of height here. Come back to the eyes closed. I am present. I am aware. I listen to my body's needs. I listen to my thoughts. I listen to the sensations in my body, the messages. I am worthy. I deserve to spend time on myself. That might be a big word for some of us, deserve. I practice self-care. I give myself permission to put myself first. Permission might be another word that is challenging for us. And when I put myself first, I can show up as the best version of myself for others. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. Inhale, nice and long as you reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Move through that now with your own breath rhythm. Bring a smile to your face. This is your time to focus on you. Bring joy to this practice. Keep moving through that, building a little bit of physical heat, getting our energy, our chi moving. Maybe repeating a mantra. You are muted, so maybe repeat it out loud. Maybe it is, I am worthy. I love myself. I practice self-care. Whatever spoke to you, or if it's another message, repeat it to yourself. There's no one judging. Couple more. One more. And then surrendering here, either staying right here, or maybe even want to come into a fourfold. Take one more breath as you pause there. We will make our way to our either seated or reclined position for meditation. Please take some time to turn off your camera to be respectful of your sacred time, your sacred space. And I'm grateful I still get to see your lovely pictures on the screen, your lovely faces. Thank you for joining the first part with me. Thank you for that connection. So take your time here to settle in, whether you're coming to your spine or whether you're staying seated. Adding layers, maybe grabbing any essential oils or an item that is sacred to you. For me, I have a couple of my crystals just to the outside of my mat. And find something to maybe hold your intention. If it's not a physical object, maybe it's that thumb back into the palm. To hold your intention there. Whatever came up for you in your pranayama, maybe you want to hold on to that. Maybe you want to put it in your back pocket. And if you need to take any movement to fully settle in, maybe it's moving side to side, and then find your way into your mat. Grounding yourself here. I want to bring us back to the heart chakra, back to the reason for this evening's guided meditation. Love. And if you love easily towards others, that's great, but I want you to put those people aside for this evening. Closing the eyes if you're not already there. Tonight is about loving you. Picturing yourself stepping up in front of that mirror and seeing the beautiful you that reflects back. Maybe noticing your eyes or your smile, your broad shoulders, or your beautiful hips, the physical, but going deeper than that level. Noticing your vulnerabilities, your emotions. These are actually your gifts. And then going into a little deeper in, finding the soul. Who are you? And today we're going to send that soul, that being, love, nurturing, kindness. Maybe you want to picture the soul right at your heart, thinking of that color green again, your Anahata, your heart chakra. And holding that aura in. Once you have that image of who you are, how you would love to see yourself, this person is going to be your guide for this evening. You, your guide, steps up to a beautiful green, emerald green door. And you open that door with ease and you step to the other side. And when you get there, you notice a long harvest table. So long that it could maybe house a family of 20. And as you step up to that table, you notice there are 3 boxes placed right in the middle of the table. And conveniently, each one has a key. And you step up to the first box. You reach out and you touch the brass key. You notice there's a tag on it. And this tag says family. Out of curiosity, you look at the box next to it, noticing its key. It's identical to the first one. And this tag has the word career written on it. And then you get to the third box. And you notice that the shape of the box is different from the first 2. You notice the size of the box is different from the first 2. But you're so distracted by the first box and you go back to it. And out of excitement, you turn the key and it opens up. And out of this box comes this hologram of your family, whether they are biological or chosen family. And in this hologram, you see a photo album of all of the people you love. And there's one person that's so easy to love, and they pop right up for you, visualizing that person, sending them that love again from the heart that comes naturally. How do you feel in that moment? How do you feel in that space? What are the images in the hologram reflecting back to you? You reach out and try to touch the image. But the second you touch it and try to have control of it, it disappears. And it goes right back into the box. And it locks itself up and the key is gone. But you feel satisfied. You feel happy. But you're still curious of what that next box has in store. So you walk over or slightly shuffle over to the second box. This was the box that had the word career on it. As you turn the key, the hologram pops up. And there's a vision of you at your work, at your daily routine. Do you find joy? Are you faced with challenges? But there's one image there that pops up, that brings a smile to your face, that really gives you fulfillment in what you do. What is it? And that task or that job or that space in your career, that place comes maybe easier to love because we've been told, we've been conditioned of what we need to do. We put those tasks first. And as you get closer to the image, you see you with this bright light around you, loving what you're doing. And this space is easy to love. And maybe it's because someone told you to do it or someone else relies on you. Full of creativity, full of drive. Again, you reach out to the image and it disappears. The box closes. And it's locked again. But you remember there was that third box with different edges. And you didn't get a chance to look a little closer. So this time you pick up that box and it's in the palm of your hand. What does it shape? What does it feel like when you rub your thumb across it? And you notice it's much smaller than the first two. You can literally pick it up. This time there isn't a key, but there is a little label on there. And it's engraved with your name. And as you open the lid, it multiplies. You see box after box after box jump out. You don't know where to start. So you walk over to the left and you pick up another small box and you open it. And it's wrapped up with a bow. And this one says time on it. And as you open it up, slowly unwrapping or unraveling the ribbon, this is an example of what or how you would wish to spend your time with yourself. What is in that box? This time has no limit to it. And as you pause there, you think about how you love to spend time with you. Maybe it's going for a walk or sitting in silence, reading a book, dancing like no one's watching. What is in that box? What does your time look like? With all that excitement, you run over to the next one, you pick it up. And this one has the word thoughts written on it. You untie the bow, and all of these words start popping out of the box. All of these different affirmations of how others see you, but more importantly, how you see yourself. What are these words as they come up? beautiful, caring, funny, authentic, worthy, charismatic, full of personality, thoughtful, selfless. Each word pops up, and you reach out to grab ones that connect with you. And you place them on your body like you're taping something to your arm. You find joy. You find that inner child, that giddiness. And with all of that excitement, you run and pick up the next box. What does it say to you? And the next one. And you start to pile them up on the table in front of you. And there's so many to choose from. But this next one pops out. And it has a big $sign on it. And there is no limit to this dollar. You open it up. If you could buy one thing for yourself, whether it's a physical object, materialistic, or another gift, what would be in that box? If money was no problem, if time was no problem, if your thoughts weren't getting in the way, what would be in that box? Imagining yourself stepping into that gift, stepping into that space. Taking that image of yourself back with you. Taking the gift that you unwrapped with you. As you walk back out the emerald green door, you close it behind, bringing a smile to your face. Come back to that aura of green at the heart, sending it to yourself. Every breath adds a bit more shading to that color of green. Every breath brings those affirmations back in. And every breath reminds you of your worth, of your self-care. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. Please stay as long as you need. I hope as you step off your mat, you will take those practices of your self-care. You will take those affirmations and you will take that smile with you off your mat. It's always an honor to lead you through your practice. From my heart to yours. Namaste.